Shy girls of Reddit, what hints do you drop when you have a crush on someone? Well, usually I only like people who are nice to me, so I'll do my best to return smiles and greetings without saying too much. Quietly watch the person and basically give off the impression that I don't actually want anything to do with them and am just trying to be polite. And people wonder why I can't make friends. You can never really know for sure. Even if she's taking her clothes off in front of you, she's probably just too warm or getting ready for bed and implying for you to leave. I look at them. I have real trouble making eye contact with people, and me actually looking at them when I talk to them means a lot. If someone maintain eye contact with me more than 5 seconds, I immediately have a mental breakdown. How can some people even do that? I don't. Keep the feelings inside until you rot. Deny all tendencies to hug them and confess. Edit. Just because I don't want to confess and ruin our relationship doesn't mean I'm secretly depressed or breaking down. I used to be shy until I learned the hard way that if I didn't say anything, all my girlfriends would snatch up my crushes. Eventually I started being very honest and outgoing to get the guys I wanted. Before my husband and I got married, one of my friends said they wanted to have sex with him, but they weren't interested in anything serious. I was already crushing on him, so I put myself out there ASAP. I'm so glad I did. I've been married for 11 years and he's amazing. Please, shy girls, just tell us point blank, because most of us are den saf. There was this girl I met in summer school back in the day. We hung out all the time, spent all our time on the phone. I'd chat her up until I was asleep. I liked her a lot. She was my best friend. She was deep and beautiful and thoughtful. We were attached at the hip. A while after she graduated, she called me up to come visit me at my first apartment. She stopped by at around 1 AM I think. I was like, cool, let's watch a movie. About 15 minutes in, I ask her what she's up to and why she decided to come hang out so late. And she hits me with limoni fresh pine. Do you know what a booty call is? And me being dense was like, yeah, those are cool. I hope someone hits me up for one sometime. Then she told me why she was at my apartment at 1 AM and we finally after years hooked up. I'm the type of person that needs it spelled out 100% when it involves me. If some random is hitting on my friend, I immediately know. But I have a hard time seeing why anyone would interested in me, so I need it put bluntly. I'm shy as heck, but I'll just tell them I like them as more than friends and just see what happens. Then I go home and have a metaphorical heart attack regardless of their answer. Some advice is a dude. Just because you're shy doesn't mean guys don't like you. What you need to do is basically talk to them, even if it is a smile or a hello. These things add up, especially if you're shy. They will notice if you start to speak up. Then you can express your feelings, but that's if you want to. Hope this helped. I had a crush on a guy for 5 years. I'm super shy, easily blush. If I like someone in a romantic way, I ignore them. Don't make eye contact. Don't speak to them more than needed. Avoid him so others don't notice that I can't function around the guy. But somehow the word got out and he made some moves. Cause I was also his crush. The only hints I dropped were me not saying no to going on dates or chatting. Long story short, it was hell of a ride and we are together now. Usually when I have a crush, I can't even look at them in the eyes. I had a crush on one of my tutors and I couldn't even sit near him or look at him BC. I would instantly blush and it's obvious I hate it. So I act more cold to my crushes BC. I don't wanna be too obvious. What's wrong with being obvious? If you like him, you like him. If he rejects you, he rejects you. That's fine. It happens to everyone. Best thing to do then is to just move on from that and take a shot when you can. My current GF put a list of things she was and hidden, and there was a secretly hopeless romantic. It was mid-convo. Completely missed that one and ended up confessing to her myself in an argument with her. Was shy when I was like 8ish. When I joined secondary school, I made friends with a bunch of dudes. Learned pretty quick that hints do not work. Never dated any, but even asking if they want something is a damn task. I'll stare at you so hard you might think I want to kill you, when the only thing I want to do to you is to cause you le petit mort. If I get drunk around you, I will leer at you. giggle and fall asleep. Sorry. The human female, when courting, will often carry out a stylized mating display. This usually consists of climbing the tallest tree in the vicinity, displaying their hindquarters, and yodeling profusely. People on here acting like guys don't notice subtle hints are frustrating. Obviously we notice these hints. We just aren't sure whether it was a real hint or if we are reading too much into it and it was actually meaningless. I remember having a crush on a kid in grade school. It wasn't really a hint, but I'd go out of my way to draw things for him. And it was pretty rare for me to draw things for my peers. I just get kinda warm towards them. I like to smile at them a lot. I will ask them how they are, give them compliments if I feel brave enough, and maybe get them their favorite candy or something. That's really only if my crush is someone I'm close with, but if it's someone I don't really know, I will avoid them at all costs. I somehow was able to flirt by softly stepping on his shoe. Back then I was way too shy to even say hello or something, so all I did for weeks was step on his shoe and offer some chewing gum XD. At some point we did end up actually speaking to each other, and about a week and 8 years ago he asked me to be his GF. I spend a lot of time with them, or if I'm sleepy around them, I don't relax unless I'm completely comfortable with the person. If I nap on you, we are married. End of lol. I try to be around that person more without making it obvious, like sitting in the same area as them, or going to places where I've seen them before in hopes of maybe seeing them there again. Coffee shop, library, etc. Close bracket. I just hope that eventually they approach me lol. I apprehensively try to approach the guy with a friend of mine and slowly start a conversation with him. If he is a kind guy and he shares the same interests, I would slowly get more confident and try to expand our conversation. Yeah, that's it. BTW. I'm too shy to flirt. Hey, fellows. Women are human too. They don't know any more than you. Like how to flirt vs being friends vs being too forward vs not leading a guy on. Also, surprisingly, they can be just as afraid of being rejected or be insecure as you. Stop putting them on a pedestal, expecting them to know this love thing more than you. Putting yourself out there is hard. For any gender with any preference. Unless it's not. But then this thread probably doesn't apply to you. Afraid of getting rejected. Yup. Happens to women. Afraid no one is attracted to you? Yup. Happens to women. Guy here. Ladies, just tell us. We find it tremendously flattering. Especially when we had no idea. We know you're going out on a limb. Girl bravery is super appealing to a male. It means you'll back us up when we need support. I'm a girl who's pretty shy. Especially when it comes to making the first move. I usually give a lot more eye contact and try to tease in a flirty way. With my boyfriend now, he didn't pick up on any of this when we first started hanging out, and I was panicking. So one day he invited me over to come hang out. So I wore a really short skirt, got there and asked if we could watch a movie in his bedroom. Still didn't get the hint. Exclamation mark. So I just started casually bringing sex into the conversation, and we've been together for 2 years now lol. I normally just get closer to them than most other people I know. Maybe I'll scoot closer to them while trying not to get them to notice if we are on a bench. And I feel more inclined to laugh at their jokes than anyone else. It's more of a thing of trying to be stealthy, because I want to be able to give whoever it is a notion that I like them. But I need an easy way to back out in case it goes wrong. So I try to be very subtle about it. Usually the hints I drop would only really be understood by the people who really care about me. And the closer I get, the more panicky I become. Because I'm getting so far from the exit. Just remember that what happens with me and other shy girls isn't exactly what another shy girl would do. It's mainly about showing them that you care, so they won't feel as inclined to back away and run to the exit. I usually do the alphabet. Don't wish. Don't start. Wishing only wounds the heart. But that doesn't take away the fact that I do have a horrible tendency to show a lot with my face and eyes, so I'll probably avoid eye contact or I'll keep a stare and then immediately cut it because, what the duck, I'm being weird. But when I feel a little bit daring, I tend to either try small talk towards getting to know the person or leave them small things like candy. I'll give him a small smile whenever our eyes met, or simply greet him with a simple hi or good morning when we bump in the corridor without talking so much, or I'll just simply steal glances at him during class. When I tease them a lot about random things, I like having banters with my crushes, especially when they banter back. I also make a lot of time like when they ask me to accompany them, and I'll silently adjust my st as long as it's not important. And I chat a lot because I'm not a big chatter, even to my closest friends. Shy girls, please help me figure out this mess. There was a girl in my high school class during the last year. She started to give me more attention, smiling and speaking to me every day. I'd answer and try to behave as much friendly and outgoing as possible, but I was extremely shy and awkward. Every time I'd try to reach out to her instead, she'd shrug off and pay no attention. Basically, if she interacted with me alrighty. If I did, not that alrighty. She was pretty shy and reserved with every other guy in our classroom, but enjoyed talking to me nonetheless. And I never said/did something or behaved in a way that would have made her feel bad or inadequate. Long story short, she gradually stopped talking to me and straight up started to ignore me completely. I never understood her true intentions and what truly happened. Inviting them around a group I'm already comfortable with, so I have my sense of security and it's not too obvious in trying to spend time with them. If a shy person wants alone time with you, that's a huge step in the right direction. Whether it's to confide in you or do something together, we'll look for excuses to look at you. But low risk, less chance if we'll make eye contact. So brush up those peripheral vision skills. Dressing up shy people don't want just anyone to have their attention. So if they dress up for you or do their cute BC they're seeing you. Good sign. D. Unfortunately it's hard to give advice on what to look for when it's pretty subtle. People of Reddit. A friend I'd known since high school told me that her sister likes me, but when I comment on Facebook, she deletes the posts, meaning I don't know what to do. I have not spoken to him yet for fear of shitting it and losing the opportunity. If I have XD, sorry if my English is bad, but I write this in Google. There was this guy who I had a crush. We chat a lot, and I was the one who always started conversation. And one day he asked me if I have feelings for him, and I thought keeping the feelings to myself would be foolish. I said yes. He friend-zoned me, but I ended up being super harassed. I still have nightmares. From then I don't have any crush. I usually make a point to go out of my way to talk to them more than others, which is pretty obvious since I don't talk for very long to people typically. Also, I'm in my late 20s and still do this due to my shyness. I'll usually flirt over text/Snapchat/whatever. It's just easier for me to break the ice that way. It's usually a direct compliment, like they look really cute today, etc. Sometimes I'll even be more direct and say something like, I have to be honest, I find you really attractive. For me, I guess it's easier to get a glimpse of how they feel this way rather than possibly putting them on the spot in person. I don't want anyone to feel obligated to return the compliment back or whatever, because that isn't how I think. If they are interested, I'll be more flirty in person. If not, I'll let it go and just remain cool and still talk with them when I see them. Spending more time with crush or trying to be in their presence frequently, I usually keep to myself. But if I really like that person, I'd want them to know I enjoy spending time with them. I don't try to, but like I would get so red if my crush spoke to me out of nowhere. It's not a certain sign, but that otherwise usually only happens if I'm extremely embarrassed. Once a girl took off her clothes in front of me. I was pretty sure she was hitting on me when she turned around and freaked out. I don't know till now why she freaked out. I was just minding my own business, casually robbing the house and searching the child bedroom for valuables. When she did this, people will disturb others doing their work and then freak out upon looking at us these days. SMH. I'll purposely grab their arm when trying to get their attention. Most of the time I can't make myself say anything to them about my feelings. However, I tend to already have become comfortable with someone before a crush starts developing, and I'll look for signs if they might be into me as well, and try to coax a confession out of them through carefully worded questions. Sounds weird, but I don't really know how to put it into words. Edit. Forgot to say, if I'm sitting next to them, I'll slowly inch over until our shoulders are touching, and situationally will lean on them, sometimes putting a hand on their shoulder while doing so. Exact situation I have been in as a boy. She even hugged me and held my hands. It was late at night at a party. But the problem is whenever I text her, she replies immediately. We chat for a while, and then she just ghosts me. I'm just confused. But I guess she can just be different, and that hugging stuff doesn't necessarily mean anything. Honestly, I can't really bring myself to do much. Naturally, I'm not very assertive or flirtatious, but I'll usually make more of an effort to smile and wave at them when I can. Honestly, it's an interesting question now that I think about, because I definitely feel like I must subconsciously drop hints when I'm with someone I like, but at the same time, I can't put my finger on the kind of stuff I might do. I'm a shy girl and I would never dare to give hints I liked a guy. I also have low self-esteem, so I don't see the point in giving hints. They'll get ignored anyway. Probably not the right shy girl to give you any insight into this, now that I think about it. I sent my now boyfriend memes when I wanted to start a conversation. You can also tell your crush, hey, let's go watch a movie, and make clear that no one else is coming. They'll get a hint. I'm extroverted but absolutely cannot flirt. I think I've always just waited to be flirted with, in all honesty. The boyfriends I've had have always asked me out / came onto me. And tbh, I don't know if I even notice boys unless they do, since I'm such a go for personality type. I think yeah, maybe more eye contact and hope for the best. I just cringe so hard if I try and flirt. Yet I'll stand in front of a group of people and present something with not even a hint of nerves. I will go out of my way to talk to you first. My sarcastic humor will bleed through more often. I'll actually smile at you and not just do a kind of smirk. I will help you if I can with just about anything. Even another girl, if you make it known. And it's someone I feel I can't compete with. I look at them more than usual. I smile. I try to talk to them, but I usually don't know what to say after the first 2 sentences. I could also find an excuse to offer them cookies I baked. It worked, only because my boyfriend is a little less shy than me. Send out of memes. Try and ask about interest, but be incredibly awkward about it. I used to physically shake when shooting my shot. But lem tell you, once you're out, person or la mannerisms and awkwardness feels fine and fun. And we feel thankful for that. Oof. I haven't had a real crush since 7th grade. But I can try to throw in my 2 cents. I tried to hang out with the guy a bit frequently and even asked him out on a date once. We went into a park and he paid for my ice cream. Sadly, it didn't work out. He was soon to find out I liked him like that and suddenly transformed into a huge jerk towards me. Never again. My crush is my best friend, so almost anything I do would seem pretty normal. But I do check in on them daily to make sure that they are okay and to tell them I miss them for the 11,037th time. And tell them things like I love you, though we say that on a regular basis as friends, so it isn't very obvious. Maybe this is just because I'm also not straight, so a lot of times, if I crush on someone of the same gender, I have another level of anxiety, but I just bottle it all up until I can't take it anymore and eventually confess with a wall of text. That's actually how me and my GF started dating. Not a girl, but there's this girl who had interest in me, and they would always say to me something like, "Hi, how are you?" or open a door for me. She was a quiet girl, and I thought she was just being polite, even though she rarely talked. And then one day we were sitting by each other at lunch period and she asked me if I wanna go out for dinner or something. And I said, well, I don't know you really to this. She went berserk about how she literally did all that stuff and asked how I was, and sarcasm for a while. She was really going mad here, and she finally said she hates me and left. She was a B/TCH then for a few seconds, and I never talked to her since. Whenever we are showing each other memes and stay kind of close to him, kind of lean my head in almost touching his shoulder. And yes, I enjoy those memes. Not just to get closer to him. We literally almost got in trouble with my history teacher because we laughed so hard one time. I basically did everything short of telling him I liked him, wrote letters, gave gifts, offered my free time to help him out with whatever he needed, complimented him, etc. He's quite obtuse, so I could actually tell him how I felt, and he never knew it. He knows I love him, but not like that yet. I hope you build up the confidence to tell him. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.